What's happening, guys? Welcome back to episode 4. Now that we have covered everything here at the crevice, we are ready to head on over to your next area. So the next zone is going to be the embars ruins. So like I said before, this is your first region. Now there are multiple zones in this region, right? So you started out from Mount Hymek, made your way through Storm Pass. Now if you go on down, we'll have embars ruins. Another thing too is you can actually keep track of your collectibles. Well, for right now, all you're really going to see is soul stones. There were no soul stones to get for Storm Pass Phantom of Combat. There's just a bonus boss quest, but you always do want to keep track of that. Make sure you do have everything before moving on over to the next location, right? So once you're all set up and ready to go, we can head on over. So I do believe this is the true start of the game. I mean, everything we've covered was actually almost all in the tutorial, aside for your bonus fight and then the crevice itself. So this is like where the game really gets started. I feel like, you know, tutorials kind of getting you introduced to the combat mechanics and, you know, a decent boss. But this is where everything really starts. Now, I did mention, and the reason why we haven't done the walkthrough till now is that they did a lot of changes. So one of the things is they changed the location of certain items. I said this directly affected trophies because over here on the right, come on, Blade Phantom.
We must find this temple.
Either way, before it's really interrupted, your first recipe for crafting consumables used to be over here on the right-hand side. First time you pick up one, you get a trophy. Now this has been moved, so that's what I'm saying. It, you know, it does directly affect trophies with a lot of the updates they've done. And what it was is just vitality stars, which give you stamina regeneration. But that it does matter, right? It does matter because it affects trophies. So I figured I'd call that out. It's not a big deal. They just moved the placement, but these are big changes. Big changes. Now, since you go on in, this is going to remind you of Dark Souls a bit. So when you take the skeletons down, they need to be hit again while they're on the ground if they're glowing. Now, there's actually a skill we can get to help out here in a second. We're going to pick it up. So right over here, if you go on over to the commentary, you are going to see your rest in peace skill. That's why I saved that skill point. Make sure you put that on. This means if you kill any undead enemy from range, they'll stay down. They're not going to get back up. So I guess we should have put that back on before we headed on over, but it's not really a big deal. We didn't need it right away. Now before we move on, over here you're going to see this little nook. So there's going to be a few dead guys. In fact, if you were to run up for that item and turn around immediately, there's going to be an archer that just kind of pops up. So that's the way I like to do it. Then I'll just go for everyone else from there. So get him, smack him while he's down, just block him. Because you got Mr. D-Bag over here just spamming fucking arrows at you. Good fun. I mean, he's not that great with them, but he does fire them at least. Oh, he finally hit something. Good for you. Thank you. Thank you. Alright. So with that, we can get fire enhancers. So like I said, that used to be the recipe for vitality spheres. So this is, change that location and therefore change the trophy, right? So we'll still be getting this trophy going through this area, but it will be a little bit further up the road. So once we get to this point, now that we have our rest in peace skill, we're going to go ahead and try to take him. Ooh, come on, buddy. Yeah, gotta be precise headshot for one shot. Now, you notice he's not getting back up, so that does go a long way. And this is just a skill we spec into when we need. It's not worth having a skill point tied up with, in that slot. But we put it on when we need it. Other than that, we're not really concerned with it. So we can kind of just move that around as we see fit. Thank you. Thank you. Alright. So that's a guaranteed item there. Then he could also drop stuff as well. Just depends, chance drop. You guys know how that works. Alright guys, from this point you're going to go on up. There's going to be some bigger skeletons. Not immediately. But they are definitely more dangerous. We'll make sure we cover them. Just know you're about to be grouped up on here. Whatever you have that's going to work as an AoE, that's what you're going to want to use. So even like giant shot for strength builds is, it's a fine choice. More of a targeted attack, but it will work, in situations like that until you get something better. Alright, so from this point, this is one of your bigger guys. Like I said, there are definitely some bigger guys. They get a lot bigger than him, too. So up to this point, you've been fighting run-of-the-mill run-of-the-mill baddies, right? So once you get over here, this is going to be your main path. But if you look to the left, there's a barricade, and you can break through these, and you need to a lot of the times, because right here's your soul stone. 1 of 3. So once we got that, we're going to shoot over here to the left-hand side first, just to kind of get this done, because you're about to get into a hell of a fight up the road here. Well, the first time it can be, it could be rough. And overhead. Ooh, a little early on that. That's okay. We took stamina damage, but we didn't take any health damage. That's what I'll tell you guys. You want to try to perfectly deflect because you don't want to take stamina damage. Stamina damage is always going to be better than health damage at the end of the day. Always. So don't stress yourself about it. Do your best. Now this guy. He's kind of he's not a mini boss just yet, but he's very much elite enemy. So his hits come out much faster than you might think. Usually 3-hit combos. He does have like a spin to win ability. Yep, and he can speed him up. That's a dagger. Thank you. That was just short. So if he doesn't spin to win, there's gonna be a multi-deflection. So just watch out for that. Come on, you bitch. Alright, let's get back and heal before we get fucked on this one, because we're about to. Thank you. Yeah, I told you, he's kind of an asshole, right? Kind of an asshole. I might be a little bit rusty on him too, but yeah, he's kind of a dick. Either way, once you take him out, right behind will be a chest. So 90% of the chests in this game are completely random. You don't know what you're going to get. Usually just like basic weapons, meaning they're not part of a set piece or, not going to give you any benefits. They might have more damage sometimes, but all in all, they're not worth it because, some sets might give you 20% more damage, while something might have 10 points more damage per hit. It's just not going to add up the same. Either way, guys, from here, we're going to move on up, get a little bit of lore. Then if you guys are worried about it, I guess just because it is the walkthrough to be safe, what we're going to do is go and pop this door and grab your next Nexus. Now while we're here, go ahead and stats up the level. As soon as you interact, it's an automatic rest. Even if you didn't want to rest, it's just what happens. But if you go back out the door here, over on the right-hand side, you're going to see a little fork in the road. Now, if you use your range capabilities from here, it's going to probably be a little bit easier. So if you get a headshot, he's not getting back up if we have on Rest in Peace. And we're going to drop for memory, and there should be about 3 smaller enemies, and then that does wrap up the outskirts.
If you want to live, to stay sane, run now. What's in there is worth anything I can describe.
Come on, boys. Stop staggering attacks, please. Thank you. Highly annoying. Just, it happens sometimes. You're not being aggressive enough, it is going to happen. But either way, guys, with that, we have fully wrapped up the area. Just make sure you're not missing any drops. They could always drop something or another. Alrighty. So once we have that done, we can head back on in. Assassin's Elixir, rest on up. Because now, we're officially ready to get started. So like I said, when it comes to your skills, you can just respec your Rest in Peace as needed. There might be a few more guys in the later reaches of the area that might want that on for, but it's not such a big deal. So we got that, we got our heavy, got our light, we got Avenger, or it's called Blowback Vengeance. With this weapon it is. We got Stamina Regeneration. Nimble Blitz I do like. They're not far from our next skill point either. Alright guys, so moving on into this next area, this is the Embars Ruins. Now, Blade Phantom is here because of a disturbance in the Netherworld. There is a device here that's causing a disturbance, but it's not the true reason he's here. You learn this much later. With that being said, the enemies here are known as the Dragonkin. So these enemies can be quite formidable. There's also multiple different variants, so you just kind of have to deal with each one as you go through and learn what works for each. There's bigger ones, there's medium ones, there's really large ones. I don't think they're too bad. They could definitely give you a little bit of trouble until you learn them. All in all, they're not really that bad. Work on your dodges, work on your deflections. Know what to get out of the way of and what you could deal with. Now, as soon as we first come in though, we could sneak up on this big guy and get a free backstab. If you're quiet. You know, if you're quiet enough, you can definitely pull it off.
We're trying to summon something into their core.
Grab him.
That what is happening here?
Get him. Now I hate these little fuckers here because they have these two-hit combos, but one comes out delayed, then the other comes out very quickly, and you cannot tell the difference. You can't really tell is the thing. Now from here we're gonna go in the back corner. Gonna be 2 more guys. One little, one big. Like I said, every combo they do, their timing is, you know, it's really different at times, so can be kind of an adjustment to read. Now remember, with our blowback skill, every time we deflect, you're doing health damage too. So, you know, he's almost dead. Deflect, he dies. That's why. Alright, so right over here, your soul stone. Now you heard a guy up here talking. That's the bard. We're going to, you know, kind of work our way up to the bard right now. Very important NPC. There is a trophy related to his quest. The first things first, we take him out. If you go straight back, you're going to see this guy. There's actually another small guy right around the corner, so I'm going to go and rush him down. There's just one shot. Get ready. Dodge. A lot of times, if you stay active, you know, you can kind of stun lock certain enemies. It's not going to work on everybody, but works on enough. Now, if you go straight back, very obvious trap. I mean, even looking dead ahead, you see where it's coming from, right? Step on that. I'm pretty sure you guys know what's going to happen from there. So we're going to head on out. This time, going over to the left. We're going to work into this little corner over here. Now, as soon as you get over here, there's going to be a few Dragonkin archers. These guys are using venom. It's like very, very fast-acting poison. However, you typically kill both before they get a shot on. That was actually a slower attempt, and you know, worked out fine. You're gonna see a break in the rail. We're gonna drop. And it's important we do get to the left side first, because that way it's gonna take us out. So get your memory. Now, talking to the bard, he's essentially gonna give you the life story of someone named Digor. So what you have to do for his quest is find him in all of his hidden locations. Usually he's in every region. He's not in every single location, no, but at least in all 4 regions. But every time you see him, he's going to give you bits and pieces of the story of Digor. Once you have heard the whole story, you get a trophy for that. He's also going to act as a traveling merchant. So when we see him around, there are items we could buy from him. Then in addition to that, he can give you a little bit of lore backstory. So he's going to talk about Hismar, the Berserk Dragon, which is what Khazan's known for. He's known for killing this dragon. So he does give you little tidbits of the story and lets you kind of know, you know, what's going on. So the important thing is just go through all this dialogue. We're not going to have the time this episode. I told you, we'll go over the more important cutscenes and stuff, but we just don't always have the time. Now, when you go over here to purchase item, this is your respec. It's nice to have. Even if you're not going to switch up your build, sometimes you just want to dial in your stats a bit. Maybe you went too heavy in damage, or, you know, you could just pull a little bit out of your damage to fully get done with your health, or fully get done with your stamina, so it's, you know, over and done with. They're nice to have. On top of that, I always buy my cleansing items, guys. I always buy them. You'll find plenty, but they're just really nice to have. I mean, you can't really do anything without them in some of the areas. Now, over here is going to be your first Netherworld energy. It's glowing gold, not because it's a heal upgrade, but because it's a epic item, you know, legendary item. So, anytime you see gold, make sure you do get it. If it's not a heal increase, it's going to be something else that's, you know, very valuable. Now, from here, we're going to head back on up, go to the left-hand side. Gonna take him out. Oh, wait. We get 2 more levels, we actually get to our next tier of abilities, which is going to be really nice. Buddy, you could have let us deal with him first. Thank you. Yeah, pick that up. Pick that up. Now we're going to head up the main stairs. So you're going to have a few lesser enemies, archers, you know, just small guys. But behind them is your first, like, true elite, you know, Dragonkin. And we'll go over him. Please hurry to get to the small guy. Yep, about dead, yeah, we are dead. This is not good. Go all my fucking heals just to survive. Yeah, that's what I say. You want to try to rush the smaller guys down. The big guy happened to be right there, so didn't do us, many favors. Not to worry. We should definitely be able to make it to your next checkpoint as long as you don't fuck up on this guy. So yeah, this bastard is bastard short. Not every arrow they fire does venom, but every few does. So this guy's your first, like I said, real elite enemy that's Dragon King. Just watch his timing. Now, if he swings to the left from this way, it comes out much quicker if you notice. So just be mindful of it. But now, when he does his burst attack, I like to get him on the second swing. He does like 2 360 swings. If you get him on the second one, it is much easier. Oh, that was not good timing. Bye-bye. Like I say, he's pretty tough. You get used to him. You just gotta know, how to time his deflections and when to stay aggressive, when not to. So right over here is actually your boss door. What we're trying to do is work through the whole temple and unlock each of those locks. So there's a lever here for the right side, lever here for the left side. Now, the left side you have access to right now. There will be 2 smaller enemies here. Got it. But once again, nothing too crazy. So that's your first side right there. Now from here, what we're gonna do is you're gonna see this elevator. Do not take it down yet. Run in, run off. Now, if you notice, it's a top platform. So as it comes down, you can drop. Grab your water summon scroll. That will get you the trophy for your first craftable recipe. So it doesn't matter which one it is. As soon as you find the first, you get the trophy for that.
Energy from the netherworld. We need to find the source. Stop more of it escaping.
And when you go down here, you're going to meet one of the more important NPCs in the game. This is going to be Defrona. Defrona is a human. It's like a mage, but she's also from the netherworld. She's like Charon's lapdog, Charon's, right-hand woman, so to speak. So, Blade Phantom serves Charon, but he has his own agenda. He tries to get away with what he can, if you will. She tells on him, tells Charon what he's up to half the time. He actually tried to rebel against Charon, at one point. That's what she's kind of watching him about. Now, when we send her back to the hub area, she's going to be an NPC. We can turn soul stone. Well, actually, we can do it here the first time, but we can turn the soul stones we've been finding in the world. We turn that into her, and it's going to make your healing efficiency increase. Meaning, when I use another world energy, it's going to give me a higher percentage of healing from that. But it could also give you more spirit. So, like I said, you start with 6. Once you go through your first tiers of getting your upgrades, you'll see another option to increase your spirit as well. So that's really good. But you could also increase the amount of lacrima you get from defeating enemies. This is not smart. I mean, to trade out healing efficiency for more lacrima when you could literally farm bosses as much as you want seems kind of dumb to me. Now, once you have all your spirit and all your health, then it's worth it. But until then, it's just not. Now, you could respec this if you want to farm, like, okay, I'm just going to farm for 2 hours, respec it with her, put it all into lacrima gain. Yeah, then put it back. That's smart. But just having more lacrima, it's not going to be worth losing healing efficiency and spirit, guys. There's just no real choice to make. Aside from that, she's going to go restore details and tell you about the machine you see behind you. That's one of the things causing the disturbance in the netherworld. So what we're going to do is find 3 levers for all 3 spinning pieces, shut it down, it's going to become a lift, brings us on up, and brings us up to the boss. And that's really what she's going on here. She's going to tell you about the soul stones, the backstory of what's going on, pretty much everything I just told you. However, in much more detail and much more words. So as always, do enjoy it in your own time. This episode in particular, we just have a lot more than usual to cover,
Now
I
you
will
are
say.
strong enough. Tell me.
So,
What do you
lacrima
desire
gain
to gain
2%,
from the
health
soul
recovery
stones?
2%. Now, if you notice right after your first one, we can go ahead and grab back spirit
Require
upgrade.
more soul stones
So
to
now we're up
unlock
to
more
7
effects.
spirit, and we got 2% more in health recovery. Now, I don't know if it, automatically upgrades or if you have to rest, so let's rest just to be sure of it. Where were we at on our skill points? They do come quick, so yeah, we still need about a level and a half. Either way, guys, from this point, as soon as you go over here to the left, we got a little turd hanging out. And then we're going to have very formidable enemy. Not the biggest dragonkin, but definitely the most elite dragonkin. This guy has a spear attack. It can be difficult to read. He's good practice for the boss, though, because the boss shares a lot of the same moveset as him. He's going to do some other stuff, too, but a lot of what he's doing is, what this gentleman's doing. Now, with that being said, the boss here is really, really hard for a first-time player. So if you notice, we just broke his horn. So enemies do have weak points in this game, guys. So if we could break his horn, it's called shattering. So if you could shatter an enemy, it leaves them very vulnerable. Thank you. So once we take him out, usually it takes forever to unlock doors. You always have to go around. This is actually a door we gain access to right now. Typically they're shortcuts. Stop it. God, you guys are being dicks today. We just get a one-on-one fight. There we go. Yeah, that'll make life easier. Now, as soon as you go ahead, there should be an archer. It's funny, because he's usually just kind of there waiting on you. I guess we got lucky, kind of. Thank you. So take him out. And over here on the back right-hand side should be one more gentleman. And thank you. And once you get all your items, if you go back over here towards the center, we can get our next memory. Then you actually go right over this wall here. It's finicky, but it works. Alright, so with that, we can actually proceed on over to your first lever. Now, there's going to be a little puzzle here to do. There's also going to be a few enemies. There's one that's bigger, so I like to try to go for him first. Thank you. I love it. God, how am I perfectly deflecting and still getting my stamina broke? Makes absolutely no sense. Alright, so you're going to see this gentleman, but there's also still one more big guy too, so just get ready to dodge and miss. Thank you. Stay aggressive. At the end of the day, that's what we're looking for, just trying to stay aggressive, as we can. That's going to be another quest item. So if you notice these statues, 3 are facing forward, one's not. 3 are facing forward, one's not. So that's what we're trying to do. We're going to go over and spin this one twice. It's very obvious exactly what you have to do in these situations, in my opinion. It's always very, very obvious. Then we're going over, spin this one once. Oh, I'm sorry, 3 times, 3 times. The next one's once. Alright, so that's going to put the platform. You guys saw that door over there? That takes you to an optional area that we have to do, but you don't want to go in that way. You're going to go in another way we're about to show you now. So you notice there's a wall here, so you can't progress. And then right behind is the platform, so this is what we're aiming for. So if you go up the ladder here, you're going to find your first lever. So every time you find a lever, yes, it does shut off one of the pieces of the platform, so we can use that for a lift, but it also clears the path for the next, so that's what's going to move those podiums there. We don't really need this cutscene, so we're going to skip it. Like I said, that's going to, bring you over to your next area. If you guys are worried about it, you could actually go out there and it'll bring you right on over to a nexus. It's not too bad
a way to deactivate it.
Thank you. Get him. If you guys want to go ahead and put rest in peace back on, it's not gonna hurt. It'll help a little bit because right here, remember headshot, guys. You're gonna take him down. That's all we really need it for beyond this point. Like, you know, I mean, it helps a little bit, but we don't need it on. Like I said, we just, when we need it, we spec into it. When we don't, we're good. It's a waste of a skill. Now, when we go down from here, as soon as you run to this room, just kind of turn around. A bunch of guys are going to spawn in. Thank you. Alright. We got that. We'll pick that up. Then we can go ahead and get your first explosive chest. As soon as you go up here, you're going to pop the chest and get away quickly. Then I just dive out and dive back in. That's how I usually do it. So you see it kind of catches fire. It's your dead giveaway. And that's going to get you the Frozen Mountain Spear. You used to get like, what was it, like 50 battered blades, which is a resource for making weapons and armor. But I guess they took that out with the update. Something I found in my notes when I was going through trying to find all the differences with the updates. That was one. It took away our materials. But you still get the Frozen Mountain Spear, which can also be farmed from Yutuga. I told you guys before. Yutuga is another boss that can be farmed for a set specific to the spear build. Full set, giving you a lot of benefits, and then, you know, that weapon as well. It doesn't do frostbite. You'd think it would, but it does not. You don't have crazy status builds in this game. There's a few that do it. Honestly, the best sets in the game do not do status effects. It's actually kind of a letdown for me, at least. I love status effects, but it, you know, it is what it is. All right. So from this point, now you got that. We do need to backtrack for a fire enhancer. It's not really a big deal. But if you guys remember, so that's where you came down from. If you run past this point to the left, I should just got it on the way there, but I'm so worried about resting. That's where Defrona was. That item you saw behind her. Oh, maybe it's random. Okay, I had fire enhancer literally written down in my notes. It could be a random item. I'd never caught that before. I've gotten fire enhancer like 3 times. So it could have been another change to the update that I just didn't catch. Not a big deal. But either way, make sure you pick that up. There's your Nexus. Now we're going to go on over and head up to the Room of Death, I like to call it. You'll see why. It's got a bunch of bullshit you're going to be dealing with. So we're going to take them out. Now there's going to be a lot of guys over here trying to attack you. One of the bigger ones that likes to jump in. Archers, and then even explosive barrels. So if you see a pot that is glowing red, like that, it's going to explode. We could actually use this to our advantage a bit. So if you're dealing with this guy, just keep in mind you have an archer. Yep, he got to me. I thought I could do whirlwind the other way. It did not work. God, can you do anything else, bud? Thank you. I feel like the difficulty's like picked up compared to what it used to be. I mean, it's always been hard, but I don't make these mistakes. So he'll actually blow himself up. Just sit like right here. You see that? So now that he has, we'll grab that. Descend. Spear orb, and we're just going to do a quick loop around. Now you could rest, but everybody's going to come back. So, now past this point is what I call the Room of Death, because when you go in here, on the far side there's going to be a balcony with a few archers, but there's also a bunch of guys underneath. And then on the far side is your first true mini-boss, so it's a little rough. I mean, you guys can, even if you have the spirit, you know, just kind of make life a little bit easier. We don't even need to waste the spirit on him, because we can go up and just, you know, mess this shit up. So when you go over here, use everything you can to your advantage. There's other explosive barrels too, guys. That's, you know, what I usually do. Come on, buddy, hit it. Yeah, they'll gang up on you. Good God. It's usually not that bad. Usually I get one of the explosive barrels to help out a bit. Thank you. Grab that. Grab that. Now we're just gonna do a loop around. Let's go on over here. Get some health back. Said, I told you, room of death. There you go. Thank you. Thank you. So, you guys will get more fluid with the combat. And to be completely honest, I should have looked at my notes. I even wrote it down. I overlooked it. Because usually I don't write down just how we progress. But we were supposed to come into the left-hand side, sneak behind these guys, backstab, take them out, you know, and then work around that way. So that's my bad. We actually made that much more difficult than it needed to be. Once again, my fault. Because usually I don't write down how we're going to progress through an area, but because it's such a pain in the ass, I did. But I just didn't realize, you know, I had notes for that. I mean, we're going through, you know, we're playing, I'm looking at the screen, so. Alright, wait till he fires, smack the shit out of him. There's gonna be a big guy over here. So what I usually like to do is that. Get what you can, but try to hit that barrel so that can help us out. Alright, now that's pretty much the complete Astral Wolf set besides the chest piece and the weapon, which you have actually found multiple times, you know, up to this point. So you guys should have that full set. If you're doing great sword build, best thing you have up to this point, guys, bar none. Best thing you're going to have. Now is your first real challenge. So, for one, and also if you have the spirit, oh, I didn't mean to do that. If you have spirit, so you're not wasting all your lacrimite, you can put on a willpower orb. These are one of the best, and we talked about this, I think, episode 2 or something. One of the best consumables in the game, because it takes like 3 spirit, and what's going to happen is you're going to be able to get like 50% of your health back. So they're really nice. Especially, you know, we're early on. We haven't got but 1 heal upgrade. That's it. So elite enemies are powerful enemies with high health and stamina. They possess powerful abilities such as frenzy, attribute-based weapons, and health or stamina absorption. Once defeated, they do not respawn. So mini bosses. When I say elite enemy, that's what I mean, like bigger, you know, tougher enemies. The game titles elite enemies, but these are, like I said, these are mini bosses. Now we've already fought this guy. I'm not saying you guys know by heart, but we have at least fought one of them. So. Now, attribute-based weapons are exactly that. They are, you know, weapons that do frostbite in this case, or, you know, fire, lightning. Oh. Dude, what are you fucking doing, brother? That's what I'm talking about. Get his ass down. Don't fucking play with him. You know what I mean? Don't play with him. And right over here is a quest item for your next spirit to be unlocked. So once we have that, we're gonna go up top. We need to make these statues face each other this time so we get your last soul stone. And you know, your route across is actually both. So that one goes twice. Once. 3 times. So 2, 1, 3. Yeah, already at 35 minutes. Yeah, we're going to go a bit over. We're definitely going to work all the way up to the main boss because you're almost at your second lever. Really need to work to one more, you know. We'll be at the end of the area for next episode. No point of wrapping up before we get there, that's for sure. Now, do be careful. The far left and far right, if you're just kind of wandering around. That is going to fall into a bed of spikes and get you killed. So that should be your third and final soul stone for the area. Going up. Second lever. The good news is after this, we will actually be able to rest. Right in the nick of time. The thing about playing on expert difficulty, we need to for the platinum, right? We have to beat an expert, no summons. Then we'll back up our save to beat in easy mode too, because that's also included. getting this out of the way is going to make things easier. But yeah, I mean, especially early on, should we get more stamina, because that's getting us out a lot, and just getting in better position. Things are going to be a little rough at times. It passes. Before you know it, it's not going to be so bad, but I notice right now that I'm getting caught more than I usually do. Like I said, I've done great sword, done spirits my first duel, we're still adjusting. I think it's coming pretty good, right? But we're making a little bit more mistakes than usual. So right over here is going to be your last path. Before we go this way, it is going to make sense to go ahead and snatch up a level, rest on up, get our resources back. Now this path is pretty short, but it leads you right into here for your left, and there is going to be a fight here with the enemy that you have not met yet. It's going to be this game's version of Red Phantom, so it's like a very weak form of Blade Phantom, but still someone you should probably take serious. Where were we at? Skill trees. Alright. One more level, then we'll get to our next tier. That's what I'm saving my skills for. I mean, you can respec as much as you want, but still, I have a few skills in mind I was looking at that I wanted. So backtracking, like I said, we're going to take the stairs. So you're going to have 3 undead dudes, and then at the very end, pretty big undead guy. The guy we fought outside. Alright. Like I said, the stamina, that's the problem here, man. Stamina. That's when they're putting like 3 of them on you. And this guy, remember, he's fucking quick. And these are his regular slow attacks. He can speed it up and do wop wop wop. Just, watch out for it. You see that? Much quicker, but he just stands for it. Well, he's about to be. Knock him off, knock him off. Thank you. Even if they fall, you should still get the item, so. Then we can take this on up. Grab a chest, get your lever. It's that simple. Like I said, the third path's not bad at all. It's a, pretty complex area to run through. It's quite a bit here for your first real location. It's not like it's really big. It's just a lot packed in, if you will. So from here, we're going to go on out to your left, go straight down for your chest. This is another chest which is random. Now, you see metal chests, and sometimes you see wooden chests, and you would think that all the wooden chests are random. And the metal ones are like your guaranteed items, because there are some guaranteed chests. Don't work that way. They're all completely random. It would have made sense, because that's how I thought it worked when I first played. I'm like, oh, this chest looks more fancy, so that's got to be like your guaranteed items. The wooden ones are random. Nope. Because if you remember, there was a wooden chest which we got your spear from, which I told you we were going to get it there. It's guaranteed.
Good. We've stopped the energy escaping.
Alright. So when you get up here, you're going to fight your first Red Phantom. You have 3 levers, stopped all 3 platforms. Like I say, it's kind of like Blade Phantom. From this point forward, you're going to start seeing these guys all over the place. It's really not bad. I mean, they could definitely put you down, but their stamina gets broken really easy just because, you stay on them. Look at their health. Like I say, just kind of run through them. Come on, stamina. Ah, need some work. And you usually have like later abilities than you do at this point. Thank you. He's about to. I knew he's gonna be close. Okay, Spammy. No. You. Yes. So they will very much try to heal. Shut that shit down. That gets you Lacrimal Circulation, which is a quest item needed to upgrade your summons, which you will be able to do. So we are going to cover this very briefly. Once you go through this fight, you will now see gold summon signs and red summon signs. Red summon signs are all over. You'll see whether that Red Phantom has a great sword, spear, or dual. So whatever you find the easiest, those are the ones you should fight. But they can potentially drop anything, like a lot of really good necklaces and rings that might be late game. Like Chaos is a status you won't even meet for like 15 hours. Yet I've gotten the Resistance ring and necklace for Chaos by fighting these guys. So it's very beneficial. They can drop armor pieces for later sets, not boss sets, but later sets. However, it is a good way to get items. Now, at launch, you had to fight red phantoms to get Lacrimal Circulation, and then that was used to summon the gold summon signs for, to help you in boss fights. They've taken this out. Now you can just use them as much as you want. This was not a thing before. So, Khazan can activate a Netherworld Rift through his pact with Blade Phantom. Activating the Rift summons spirits that may either attack or assist him. Activating the Gold Netherworld Rift summons the Spirit of Advocacy to fight alongside Khazan in battle. Once the Spirit of Advocacy is summoned, the Standing Alone trophy cannot be acquired in that run. Like I said, if you summon, you lose your trophy. Activating the Crimson Netherworld Rift summons the Revenant of Adversity to attack Khazan. Defeating the Revenant of Adversity will yield a Lacrimal Circulation. So you used to have to fight a red one to get the items to even summon this, but they made it unlimited now, so you can just summon for free. But it's also used to upgrade, so now that's all it's for. You fight a bunch of red phantoms, you can upgrade your spirits as much as you would like. But they can drop good items, and that's what I was saying. They're still worth your time because they can potentially drop good things. Armor sets, necklaces, rings. You just never really know what you're gonna get. It was so close. So we talked about the 4 skill tree. You see level 2, level 10, level 18, 26, 34. So these are, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tiers of abilities. So once we get up to 10, which we're at 9 now, like half a skill point away, we'll be able to get the next tier of abilities. I think once you get to about the 3rd tier, that's where things start getting god tier for you. But even the 2nd tier of abilities are pretty good, Now with that, we have officially opened up the boss door. So the boss will be next episode. We're already over on time. That's when it was planned, regardless. And with that, we'll be able to take our time to a proper guide, because this boss, even though everything we've done to this point is pretty much tutorial, right? This is where I said the game really starts. So he's like your first real boss, and he is a fucking nightmare. Some people got stuck on him for days. Some people never even got past him at all. With that being said, I was someone that got stuck on him for a good 20-30 minutes, but I knew the entirety of the time he was really, really hard. So we were going to be going through a detailed guide, letting you guys know of his weaknesses. You got to remember, blind playthrough, all the players that struggled, me included, we didn't know about weak points. We didn't know about how to deal with the special attacks or moveset. So we're going to break down the fight really good, very detailed. Then we're going to go in and I'm going to show you how to make things much easier. You're still going to have to put in the time to learn his deflections and learn his patterns. But all in all, things will become much, much easier. If you guys are worried about it, you can actually go downstairs where we met the Frona. I told you that elite enemy down there with the spear would help you quite a bit to just deal with this guy. So it's not the worst idea. Either way, with that, we will, see you guys back here next episode. Take out Viper and then move on over to your next area.